we applied with the Public Service Commission in 2014, a joint application between Mountain Water, Liberty Utilities, and Western Water to let the PSC know that Carlisle intended to sell Western Water and all of the companies under Western Water, including Mountain Water Company, to Liberty Utilities. That process went over a long course of all of 2014 and into 2015. And in 2015, in January, after the California Commission had approved the transaction in California, Liberty and Carlisle closed the sale and let the PSC know that they were withdrawing from the review of the Montana Public Service Commission.
Now, this is where the, if you will, the shock factor set in, with the fact that all of a sudden it seemed as though, oh my goodness, big surprise, they've sold, something's going on here. So tell me the history of that and how it's gone since then.
Since we filed our notice?
Yeah, since you filed your notice.
So since we filed the notice, the PSC asked all the parties to provide comments by yesterday, which Mountain Water Company and Liberty did. We provided our comments as to why we do not believe that the review from the PSC needs to go on any further, why the notice was filed, and making it very clear the Mountain Water Company continues to be regulated by the Public Service Commission, that for all of our rates, all of our service, and we will continue to abide by all of the requirements that the PSC has of Mountain Water Company. Okay.
Now, what was the Public Service Commission's problem with the way the sale went through and how it was handled?
You know, I guess at this point, all I can say is that they asked for our responses regarding our notice and what they should do next. The PSC is going to meet on Friday, tomorrow, at 1:30 to have a work session now that they have responses from all the parties, including Mountain Water, Liberty, the city, the MCC, and Clark Fork Coalition.
So let me ask you this. What is your hope that will happen at this meeting? What sort of successful conclusion do you foresee?
Well, as we filed in our comments, what we believe is that Mountain Water Company, now being owned by Liberty, nothing has changed. Mountain Water Company is still serving the community locally with the same rates that it had before the transaction, and that the PSC will recognize that and understand that Mountain Water Company is still regulated. We're still abiding by all the PSC rules and regulations, and Liberty Utilities sees Mountain Water as a regulated utility. And so any future changes to rates will have to be approved by the Public Service Commission, and so nothing has changed in regards to us being regulated by the PSC.
Okay, now that you have learned that the Montana Supreme Court will be actually hearing the necessity issue on April 22nd, I had your comment from last night, but as you look forward to that, when your attorneys meet with their attorneys before the Montana Supreme Court, what do you hope will occur at that point?
Well, we filed an appeal to the district court's determination that it's necessary for the city to condemn Mountain Water Company. We provided all the information on why we believe that the court was wrong in their determinations and all the different areas where we believe that it was wrong. And so we hope the Supreme Court agrees with our appeal and that they find that it is not necessary for private property to be condemned by a government entity in this situation.
I was just going to ask you, is there one main argument that you would say, if the Montana Supreme Court hears this argument, they will definitely rule in our favor?
I think we have a lot of different arguments out there. So any one particular one, I know that you can go out on the Supreme Court website and you can actually pull down the arguments because it's been fully briefed. So Mountain Water's arguments, Carlisle's arguments, and the employee group of Mountain Water, you can read all the arguments for yourself. I think one of the big ones that I would note is that this case was already tried in 1980s with the exact same parties, and nothing has changed as far as the issues that were determined by the district court in Missoula at that time and by the Supreme Court, that both courts recognized it wasn't necessary to have the government do a takeover of Mountain Water, and we believe that nothing has changed in regard to those decisions.